Welcome. These will be my thoughts on Star Wars Visions Presents The Ninth Jedi, Season 1, Episode 6, Light of the Force. The episode is for ages 12 and up, so will this video be. There will be spoilers for the episodes leading up to and including this one, including the backdoor pilot in the original Star Wars Visions, and another episode I love. That makes all of the ones I've watched so far. And let's dive right in. So I again really appreciate the variety of episodes here. This one is very much this thing of like, yeah, Kara on her own against, and I mean, yeah, she was on her own in the episode before as well, but there, she takes on all of these people, and then here, I mean, yeah, she fights the bounty. That's it, and there's the escape attempt at the start, but we get some really powerful stuff with I love the discussion about the thing about Jedi or Sith. You both leave a trail of death and destruction. How many people have you killed in the name of justice? That's, yeah, that is the thing. And I suppose that pretty much, yeah, I'm gonna try to keep this chronological. So yeah, love the in media res beginning with her already running. And let's see, we have the, yeah, so, we have the thing about, Jedi love making a big show out of being merciful or good or something like that. Imagine thinking of that as like, oh, they put on a show. No, they live their values. They practice what they preach, but of course, if you need to rationalize fighting someone who is doing good, yeah, that is sometimes how that is, justified. It's like, they just want to be seen doing something good. Like, I mean, I'm sure they don't exactly mind if somebody else sees it, but they don't always go out of their way to make sure it's seen. And it's also, there's that entire ethical discussion of, is a good deed less good or more good if other people witness it? Because on the one hand, maybe it's less good because are you just doing it for validation? But then on the other, maybe you can inspire hope. Maybe you can be an example. Other people can seek to do good as well once they see you do it, so it's difficult. It's yeah. And I think that is that, yeah. And she does, as soon as she hears that Isha has been captured, that really changes things. Is this around where we see, I think this is when we see Jima, and yeah, incredibly badass, still. And let's see. Yeah, I guess I don't really have anything else. But yeah, so we also have the bit with, so he gets a message through 4 9s to Ethan, and thus also Gramps. And I think, yeah, oh, holy crap, the part where the bounty hunters were talking about, like, they might as well take out these, but and one of them's like, I don't know, it seems like a waste of effort. Just let them live. Holy crap. Yeah, and genuinely, I was really worried that they were gonna take a hostage, but thankfully they just don't. And yeah, they let's see, yeah, they take Kara to the cell. We have the discussion I just referenced, and let's see, yeah, it was very, yeah, and the thing about, like, you're such a disappointment. I was hoping you'd be more of a challenge. Wow. And yeah, she communicates with Joru again, and we have the thing about like, well, we're just gonna use her as bait. I mean, I kind of feel like, you know, if there's one thing I learned from The Boy Who Cried Wolf, it's never tell the same lie twice. I mean, never use the same trick twice. But I guess, don't mess with, if it works, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And yeah, she is offended by this, and no wonder, and that gives her the strength, and that was so badass, like just pulling the lightsaber through the thing they specifically put it in, which, and you can see, like, it doesn't just immediately go through, like, it's thick armor, but she ends up pulling it through and then cutting her way out, and then, I love the cut between, so we see her start to cut her way out the cell, and by then, it's like, okay, I can 100% see how she would be able to cut herself the rest of the way out the cell. And then it cuts, and he hears the alert, and he's like, oh, what happened? And he looks at the monitor, and she's already out of the cell very nicely. There's no need to slow things down by, and it's so much more impactful that he just sees she's already gone. Like, he just heard the alert. She's already not even visible. And yeah, incredible fight. Or is it a fight? It was very tense, certainly. This thing of, he hides and uses uses it as cover, and is like shooting at her, and the thing with, oh, lightsaber turned red, and we have the thing, Joru pointing out, as long as you don't give in to your anger, it is not inherently wrong to feel anger. And that's, I think there are a lot of 12-year-olds who do need to hear that, because, like, obviously everybody has anger. The important thing is to not let it get you to do something you can't take back. And I think that is the the part where she realizes how to, accomplish this, and like turns off the saber, and it's like, holy crap. And yeah, she cuts up those little droids he sends out, and she ends up taking him out, and then, hires the other one. And yeah, well, you said you wanted to fight some powerful ones. I'll make sure that happens. And yeah, in his hands, the saber is blue. The frickin' saber is blue. And I also wanted to note the and her saber turning silver. I'm not gonna tire of that anytime soon. And I suppose that brings us to, yeah, so that is the end. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing them fight together. Well, I suppose in a way they were, but the other way to interpret that phrase. And yeah, should not be long before I do another episode. There's not much of the season left. I feel like it's like 2 episodes, so 3/4 of the way through. And yeah, we are, so we had the hero at their lowest end, and it looks like what we're getting now is the rising action and then resolution. And yeah, really excited to see. I'm still not entirely sure if they will finish. I could see how by the end of this season, Nawam and maybe also Geno has been defeated, and maybe there's been some kind of reunion between Kara and Jima, and maybe, yeah, I don't know that they have very much time left to resolve. I guess we do just need to hear his version of, why he did, why he killed the other Jedi. And And at the same time, I could also easily see, like, if they are making another season, I figure then it might be different enemies, but you could definitely have, because like you could have a season where Kara and Jima are together and, he's training her and there's some, yeah, there's stuff you could do there that would be compelling and different from, compelling in a different way from this season, I mean. But yeah, I guess that does cover everything. Yeah, I did want to note, before she realizes that it's, you know, yeah, she finds herself in the midst of mist, not the game series, before she realizes that, you know, her first guess is, you know, because, I mean, yeah, I mean, fair enough. She looks at it and she's like, Liu Kang. No, I mean, sorry, wrong Mortal Kombat character. Smoke.